Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, we are from the fourth group. So in this video, we are going to present our material. The title is about coherence and cohesion, an analysis of the final project abstract of the undergraduate students of PGRI Semarang. But before we are going to present our material, let me introduce members of the group. The introduction will be presented by Zulrif'ah Mahmuda. The literature review will be presented by Tania Maharani. The methodology will be presented by Malasari. The findings will be presented by Yunisah Azzahra. The discussion will be presented by Wahyuni Mandan. And the last material is conclusion will be presented by Isnaniah Ismail. And to make our time efficient, let's move to the video presentation. Let's go! So the first material is about introduction. The ability to write a text has played an important role for undergraduate students of English department since it became one of the requirements to graduate from the university by submitting their final project report written in English. But actually, not only important for to fulfill the requirement of the university graduate, the ability to write well is very essential and very much required for their future study. Therefore, as a preparation for their advanced study or their future study, the ability to write a text coherently is very much needed. Coherence here means is that the sentence or paragraph in a text really connect one of each other, or in another word, all sentence in a text must be linked together with the right use of cohesive ties such as conjunction word, substitutions, ellipsis, reference, in order to create coherence. But sometimes a text considered to be incoherent when the words or sentences in paragraph are not fitting together well. They are just like a list of points or ideas with no connection to each other.
Abstract of the final project, the ability to write a text is of a vital role and vital requirement for the university students since the prerequisite of the university graduation is the submission of their final project report as a product of research. In spite of such an important role based on the writer's survey, it has shown that many university students are not able to write even a simple article in English. The inability to write an English article with reasonable coherence and accuracy does not only happen to the Indonesian students, but also to the native speaker of English. As stated by Chelsea Marcia 2001, that many of them never truly masters this skill. Writing a final project report is not totally different from writing the other kinds of text, as it is a means of communicating ideas to others or readers, but a little bit difference can be noticed here, in which in research report a writer begins with a thesis question which later turns into a thesis statement. Mahan and Day, 1984. From this thesis statement, the writer will be able to develop the paper into a number of pages in a clear and coherent way. The clarity and the coherence of the text depends very much on the writer's way in organizing and expressing his thought, as stated by Kern 2000, that it is in the research writing, a writer should be able to think explicitly about how to organize and express thoughts, feelings, and ideas in ways compatible with envisioned readers' expectation. CO 2010 also states that the process of writing comprises of 4 stages, namely planning, drafting, revising, and editing. But some other experts state 6 steps. Among others are choosing a topic, gathering ideas, organizing, writing the text, reviewing the structure and content, and revising the structure and content. By looking at the process of writing as stated above, it seems that in the order through projects, a good text one needs time and energy, and why that happen? The answer is the writing is a complex skill in which the writer should make sure whether or not the topic, the structure, and the content are appropriate. Abstract, as a part of the final project report, should also be written concisely, clearly, and most importantly, cohesively and coherently. An abstract is a short, objective description of an intellectual research, usually a written document with the purpose of allowing the readers to get the bare bones information about documents without requiring them to read the actual documents. Since it is short and concise, it only consists of the objective of the study, methods, results, and conclusion in order that it can be understood well by the readers. The coherence, the logical relation of the text should be clearly established besides its cohesion. Cohesion and coherence. Well, the terms cohesion and coherence are interrelated that cannot be separated one to the other. Cohesion may refer to the ways in which sentences are connected by cohesive device through which readers can perceive the semantic relationship between the sentences, while coherence is the unity of the text in which each sentence or each paragraph in the text hang together to form a discourse that the readers can perceive its meaning. In conjunction with the study of the coherence of the text, Turnberry 2005 suggests 2 perspectives, the micro-level and macro-level coherence. At the micro-level coherence, the text is considered coherent when the reader's expectation is met. It means that the meaning in sentences can easily be understood by the readers. How to detect the micro-level coherence of the text is firstly by looking at its logical relationship, and secondly through the study of its theme and rhyme or topic and comment. At the macro-level coherence, texts achieve coherence because they are obviously about something, that is, there is an identifiable topic or topics.
Hi everyone, my name is Malasari and I would like to tell you about the method of this research. So, this research belongs to a qualitative one since the data are in a form of words, phrases, or sentences. 3 abstracts of the undergraduate students of English Department of PGRI Universitas SEMARANG were taken randomly to be analyzed their coherence and cohesions. Those abstracts were written by students A in 2014, students B in 2014, and student C in 2014. To analyze their coherence, the reader concerned on how the ideas presented and delivered to the readers in the text. Therefore, the reader focused on investigations of the coherence of the students' writings on the final projects. It viewed from their logical relationship. There were some steps taken by the reader to analyze their text. At first, he broke up the paragraphs into the abstracts into the sentences. Second, he analyzed each sentence using theme-rhyme analysis. Third, he analyzed their cohesions by looking at the cohesive devices used in connecting one sentence to another sentences. That's all the explanation for me. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Here I will explain about the findings. So the first is about the analysis of the micro-level coherence, the logical relationship of the sentences in the text. So there are 3 abstracts of the undergraduate students of English Department of PGRI Universitas SEMARANG. So the first abstract is from the student A 2014. So there are 18 sentences here, whereas the first sentence
is using the theme of the aims of the study echoes part of the rhyme in the title to improve students' speaking ability. So it is followed by the rhymes to find out. The phrase to find out is repeated 3 times to indicate the focus of the study. And the last sentences of this abstract is the teacher should give a chance to the students to perform their speaking ability. This sentence seems to have no connection with the previous one, since there is no reason why students should be given a chance to speak. It is totally incoherent. So the next is the second abstract from student B 2014. So there are 12 sentences here. So the first sentence is explain that the term direct and indirect speech is followed by the rhyme, a material that is difficult to be learned because there are many rules about it, like the changes of tenses, verb, pronoun, and adverb of time. And this sentence tells the reasons why the writer chose direct and indirect speech as the title of her research, and it is worth investigating since it is difficult to learn. And the reference it in this sentence refers to the praise of direct and indirect speech, and it is properly used since the word speech is singular. There are several spelling mistakes in terms of writing vocabulary, like learned, speech, and about that should be learned. Speech and about it indicates the writer is very careless. While the last sentence of this abstract is the 12th sentence, by using newspaper the learners can increase their understanding in learning English. So finally, the researcher tries to state the implication of the research findings, but it doesn't make sense since the findings are mainly about the dominant types of direct and indirect speech used in Jakarta Post newspaper, not the importance of using newspaper in learning English. So the next is the third abstracts by student C 2014. So there are 11 sentences here. The first sentence is parallelism and ellipses are used in this sentence, while in the second sentence it mentioned that in doing the research, the researcher conducted through experimental design. So the rhyme of through experimental research answer rhyme 1, 2, and 3 to find out. It gives the information of the design used in order to find out the student's competence in reading comprehension. So the words of research and researcher in sentence 2 have wrong spelling. Last sentence of this abstract is mentioned that so it can motivate the students and stimulate them to be communicative in learning English. So the cohesive tie of so refers to a casual way as a concluding remark, and the reference of it refers to discovery learning. So the rhyme of can motivate the students is a new information of the advantage of using discovery learning that can stimulate the students to communicate. Now we move to the cohesion of the text. So if we observe how the students write their abstracts, 3 of them use the following cohesive devices. The first is about the lexical cohesion. So it's realized that in lexical repetition, like the press to find out, sentence 1, text 1, sentence 1, text 3, it used to emphasize its significance in the entire text, while the synonyms and antonyms and substitutions are not used. And then next is about the grammatical cohesion. So there are some of grammatical cohesion that I explained before in the abstract of the students. So the first is about the reference of it. So the first abstracts, it mentioned in the first abstract in sentence 7, 12, 14, and 16. And the second abstract is also mentioned in the sentence 2, and then in the third abstract is also mentioned in the sentence 1, 5, 6, 7, and 10. So the next grammatical cohesion is about the substitution of clause element of so. So it mentioned in the first abstract in sentence 15. It's also mentioned in the third abstracts in sentence 8 and 11. The next is about the ellipses, also realized in the first abstract in sentence 1 and in the third abstract in sentence 1. And the next is about the conjunctions. It's about the coordinating and subordinating conjunctions realized in and, but, so, after, and before. It all mentioned in the first abstract in the sentence 1, 11, 13, and 15, and also mentioned in the second abstract in sentence 1, 3, 4, 7, and 8, and also mentioned in the third abstract in sentence 3, 8, 9, and 10. And the last is about the comparatives realized in higher. So it also mentioned in the first abstract in sentence 16 and also in the third abstract in sentence 6. So that's all about the findings. Thank you very much.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for the chance that has been given to me. I am Wahyuni Mandan, and now I would like to continue the next material. So overall, if we observe the three abstracts mentioned before without regarding the grammatical accuracy, their logical relationship cannot be identified. Just for instance, in the text 1 in sentence 7, the pronoun it refers rhyme mean to sentence 6, but sentence 7 does not coherence with sentence 8 because sentence 7 discuss about the treatment while sentence 8 discuss about the mean. So there's no logical relationship between sentence 7 and 8. In the text 2, students try to relate each sentence to other with some word repetition. For example, the phrase direct and indirect speech in sentence 1 repeated many times in sentence 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 10 to change of the running text. In text 3, in sentence 8 and 9 do not show their relation since two sentences discuss different rhyme. In sentence 8, discuss about discovery learning, while sentence 9 discuss about good learning teaching process. And the students use pronoun it as a conclusion, but the pronoun it does not refer to referent discovery learning. Besides, the students also show their incapability of writing text with the correct grammar, for there are so many grammatical or spelling mistakes found in text 1, text 2, and text 3. They also have difficulties in mastering plural form and gerund, as there are so many mistakes found in text 1, sentence 5 and 8, and text 3, sentence 1. This kind of grammatical mistakes influence the message conveyed in the text could possibly arouse misunderstanding. Hence, enhancing students' grammar mastery is also primarily important for enabling the students to write academic paper well. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you.
Based on the result, many of the students still find difficulties in writing abstract coherently. Most of them seem to have insufficient knowledge on the use of cohesive devices or sentence adverbial that can relate ideas stated in the earlier sentences or reinforce the ideas. Most of the abstract are not well formed, in which the sentences are not hanged together that make the text coherent nor make sense. However, the students have tried to link their sentences in the text in a number of ways, like using lexical cohesion or grammatical cohesion, though they fail to meet the reader's expectation. It is therefore recommended that the lecturer, particularly those who teach academic writing, should enhance students' academic writing competence through having a lot of practice in writing. Besides, they should also explain the cohesive devices or sentence adverbials with some examples that will help them learn how to apply the cohesive devices in connecting one sentence to the other or from one paragraph to the other in order to form the unity of the text. It is also important to note that the students still have difficulties in constructing passive and active sentences. Besides, they also have difficulties in mastering the plural form and gerund. Hence, enhancing the student grammar mastery is also of primary importance for enabling the student to write academic paper well.
So that's all from our group. Thank you so much for your kind attention all. And stay healthy, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye.
Audio Jungle.